Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a Miley Cyrus inspired eyeshadow look from the video I Used to Be Young that just came out today or like at midnight last night. So I'm just gonna kind of do a side by side of Miley. She does have deep set eyes now. When she was younger, she probably didn't, but now she does. So I'm taking a square brush and I'm just going into this cooler slate tone in my ColourPop eyeshadow palette, and I'm just gonna lift my brow and give like us a flat canvas to apply the eyeshadow to. So this is gonna be a video on the eyeshadow tutorial, but also a little tip for deep set eyes. So I was just kind of experimenting today with some different techniques, and I found that if I lifted my brow up and gave myself a flatter surface to apply the eyeshadow to, especially with cooler tones, it wasn't looking as patchy because as we age and the skin is so thin on the eyes and it moves around, and especially with cooler grayish tones, it can look a little bit more patchy. So I found that if I brought my eyebrow up and just held the skin a little bit taut, it gave a much smoother application. So now I'm going to go in with the dark brown in the palette and my Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush and just put a little bit more pigment in that inner corner. You can see there's a little bit of light skin there where the eyeshadow didn't hit, so just pulling my eye taut lightly, not like firmly, but just lightly pulling it taut gives it a smoother surface to go over, and it just blends out so nice. Like it's just blending out perfectly. So there's no patchiness and it just looks really good. And yeah, so we're gonna do that on both eyes. It also helps with like the eyeshadow not directing downwards, like following the down if you have downturn eyes. So you kind of have more of like a horizontal line than it going down. So that's also really nice too, because it can kind of give the eye a lifted effect as well. All right, now I'm taking my JH35 brush from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe and going into this warmer taupe color. I just want to add a little bit of warmth to the lid and up over the cool tones just to blend everything through nicely. But again, I am lifting my brow, so I like to do this, hold my skin taut if I'm applying eyeliner, but now I'm definitely going to be doing this more when I'm applying my eyeshadow, just because like I said, you just get that smoother finish. So just going over everything and just blending everything through nicely with a warmer tone. Now I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I'm just going to apply this to the inner corner and just follow along like the top of the lid just to kind of clean up any fallout. It'll give a nice canvas for the foiled blue color. I'm just taking a rounded flat dome brush and just following the crease. So just kind of like lining out the shape of my lid and the inner corner. We're going to see how it's nice and bright there and just cleaned up really nicely. This will help too with like the unevenness of my eyes. I can kind of go in a little bit more on one side with the concealer just to make sure that they look a little bit more symmetrical. So I'm going in, putting a little bit concealer on the brush, and then just going up higher onto my lid to make the inner corners more symmetrical. Now I'm going in with a flat brush. I'm going to spray this with a little bit of makeup setting spray. I'm taking my Buxom Cosmetics Ash K Home palette, going into the shade Scorpio, which is a really foiled blue color. It's a little bit darker than the one that Miley uses. Hers looks a little bit more turquoise. This looks a little bit more of a deep blue, so I'm going to go over it with a lighter tone. I think I go over it with the shade Living, which has a little bit of kind of a soft peach undertone. So that'll kind of just make it look a little bit more turquoisey, a little bit, and it'll lighten up the blue a little bit too. So I'm just applying this with a flat brush on the inner part of my eye and then kind of blending and feathering it out a little bit so there's not such a harsh line. Now I'm going to go in with Living and my finger. This works better sometimes with the soft foil colors, and I'm just going over top, and just like the undertone of that like orange, yellow, beige in Living is just going to make this look a little bit more turquoised and just blend it in a little bit better. So I'm still just pressing this in over top, blending it through with my finger a little bit and just patting some more on top just to get it blended out a little bit more evenly. Now I'm going in with the warmer shade in the palette, Teddy. This has some orange undertones to it as well. So I'm just gonna pop this on the lid because I just want to kind of bring the blue in a little bit more. And it's just adding a little bit more contrast, but this is the final look. I hope you guys love it.